Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a fascinating educational tool called Sparky's Smart Guide to Digital Intelligence. Look, AI is literally everywhere now, right? It's an unavoidable part of our daily lives. But because of that, a massive challenge has popped up. How do we actually teach kids the foundations of interacting with these powerful systems? Well, the source material we're digging into today gives us a really clear roadmap for exactly that. It shows us how to introduce young minds to smart technology using simple, everyday scenarios, and the whole thing kicks off with a friendly little character named Sparky.
So, we have to start by asking an absolutely crucial question, one that educators and parents all over the world are wrestling with right now. How do we teach AI to kids? I mean, it's incredibly complex tech. It kind of intimidates a lot of adults, to be honest. You definitely can't just hand a 5-year-old a textbook on machine learning algorithms and expect them to get it. Instead, this guide flips the script. It introduces smart technology by framing it within totally relatable, everyday scenarios that a kid already understands. It completely bridges that gap between a child's natural curiosity and the super advanced computer systems running in the background.
And that brings us to the core goal of the guide, which is building what it calls digital intelligence. Now, it's important to note, this isn't defined as learning how to code or physically build a computer. It's actually about navigating the relationship between us, the human users, and these helpful computer systems. It sets up this foundational lesson on how humans and machines can actually work together as a team. The goal is to get kids to view AI not as some kind of magic trick, but as a helpful, collaborative tool that's just there to assist us.
Okay, let's meet Sparky the guide and see a specific example of how this actually plays out. Now, we all know kids absolutely love asking smart speakers to, tell a joke or make silly animal noises. But Sparky grounds the AI in a functional, everyday routine instead, checking the weather. And that is not a random choice at all. The weather is literally the perfect, low-stakes environment for a kid to test drive this new digital relationship. It's something they experience every single day, and it directly impacts their immediate choices, which makes the whole abstract concept of artificial intelligence feel super grounded and real. The guide basically breaks the underlying mechanics of human-AI interaction down into 3 super digestible steps. Step 1, ask for help. Step 2, get answers. And Step 3, pick the right clothes. By structuring the lesson this way, it totally demystifies the technology. It proves to the child that interacting with AI is really just a logical sequence. You ask for some assistance, you receive the information, and then you take action based on what you just learned. Let's look at exactly what happens when the child actually asks the smart speaker for help. In the source material, the interaction is super visual and engaging. Sparky points to this big, bright yellow sun, and the AI replies with a very clear, actionable quote. "It is sunny. Wear a hat." Notice what's missing there? The AI doesn't just spit out raw meteorological data. It doesn't just say, "It is currently 75 degrees." Instead, it hands over an immediate, tangible piece of practical advice. And that reinforces the idea that the computer system is there to actively make the kid's daily routine easier. Now, the core lesson embedded deeply in the guide's speaker notes explicitly states, if I ask for help, I get answers faster. And honestly, that is a massive realization for a young learner. It transitions the tech from just being a fun little novelty into a legitimate tool for faster problem solving. Sparky is teaching the kid that, sure, they could totally go outside, stare at the sky, and try to guess the weather themselves. But utilizing the AI, that provides a reliable, instant shortcut to the right answer. So the crucial point we're seeing is that this simple little weather question is actually doing a lot of heavy lifting. It's teaching the functional benefits of voice-activated assistance in a way that truly clicks. We're talking about getting real-time updates, like finding out if it's going to pour rain later, getting clothing recommendations, and just receiving practical daily advice. The guide is actively instilling this habit of relying on smart technology to prepare for the day. It's showing the child that these systems are reliable partners. Think about the contrast here. By actively comparing the old way of doing things, like just guessing what the weather's going to be, with the new way of asking smart technology for real-time updates, children instantly grasp the value proposition of AI. They get to see firsthand how asking for help leads to a way more effective outcome. You don't end up caught in the downpour without an umbrella, and you definitely don't end up sweating in a winter coat on a hot, sunny day. This comparison really cements the idea that smart tech is a powerful ally.
Let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture. A kid picking out a hat because a smart speaker told them it's sunny might seem kind of trivial on the surface. But actually, it is the absolute bedrock of modern problem solving. Every single time a kid successfully completes this loop, asking the AI, getting the data, and applying it, they are reinforcing a mental model. They're learning to intuitively trust and collaborate with computer systems. They're practicing the exact same human-computer dynamic they're going to use to solve way more complex problems down the road. Ultimately, the foundational lesson here boils down to three key things. First, the guide gives kids a safe space for interacting with AI. Second, it teaches them the practical skill of utilizing voice-activated assistants to pull specific data. And third, it lays the groundwork for navigating complex computer system relationships. It takes a really simple question about the sun and a hat and smoothly transitions it into a much broader, deeply ingrained understanding of how humans and machines can work in tandem.
Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating and frankly provocative thought as we wrap up. If these everyday interactions are building digital intelligence from such a young age, how will early reliance on tools like Sparky shape the next generation of digital users? Think about it. If their baseline reality is instant, collaborative problem-solving with AI, their approach to the world's biggest challenges is going to look vastly different than ours. It's a fundamental shift in human development, and it literally all starts with just asking, what is the weather today? Thanks so much for joining me for this explanator. I'll catch you next time.